signs, what is up? It is your girl Rue again from Spirit Reads on Instagram. So in this video, air signs, what I'm going to be doing is I am going to be looking at the energy surrounding November 2019 for you all. This is a video if you identify as a Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra in your sun, moon, or rising sign, as well as if you have the air element as your primary element in your natal chart. So what I'm doing here is I'm doing this in a pick a card format, cards being 1, 2, and 3. And if you're coming from my Instagram, you may have already chosen your card. My Instagram is Spirit Reads. And if you haven't already chosen a card, please take the time out right now to pick your card, and then we are going to get started. All right, you guys, I am going to start with card number 1. So first, what I'm going to do is I am going to be doing a general reading with my tarot cards, and then after that, I am going to be pulling cards for health, love, as well as spiritual guidance. So let's see what we got going on. We got the Ace of Wands, the Five of Wands, we got the Fool in reverse, Ten of Pentacles in reverse, Ten of Wands, and then we have the Moon. So first thing that comes to mind, air signs, with this is that a lot of you all are taking on burdens from other people when you do not need to. A lot of you all have been doing this for a while now, whether it be in a family relationship, a romantic relationship, or just a friendship where you have been taking on the burden for this person because you care about them and you want to do it, but now you're starting to feel like it's becoming a burden on you and you're trying to get out of it. You may be trying to get out of doing these things or these tasks or making these people feel certain ways because you're getting tired, and when you try to pull back from doing that to preserve yourself, they may be, getting an attitude or, feeling like, hey, what's wrong with you? You changed up. Why are you acting different? But in reality, you're trying to save your mental health because you are struggling. You're feeling emotionally burdened and you feel like you need to start doing something new because you're getting tired. And the thing that Spirit wants me to tell you is that you have to live your life for yourself. It's great to do things for other people, air signs, but once you start to feel that burden, or once you start feeling like people are starting to take advantage of your kindness, you got to cut that out. You really got to cut it out. Even if they start acting weird or getting mad at you because they say you've quote unquote changed. No, you're changing for the better, and you're trying to, raise your vibration as well as become a better version of yourself. And that's what life is about. Life is about growth. So main thing Spirit wants me to tell you here is that some people may be looking at you different because you're going to have such a swift change in your life and a swift change when it comes to your self-growth. And they may see your self-growth as you changing up, but in reality, you're trying to release yourself from these emotional burdens and these mental burdens that you have been carrying for so long that it's only right for you to do it. And for me, getting this Ace of Wands cards for you all is showing that this type of change needs to happen swiftly. This type of change needs to happen quickly because it is really weighing on you. And some of y'all don't know I don't want to say some of y'all don't know, but some of y'all wait until the last minute or wait till you're about to get to your snapping point, your breaking point, to change. And that's why sometimes it may come off as, oh, you changed up or you acting funny, because you get to that point where you can't take no more and you may lash out or you may take abrupt action where it seems like that. So I feel like also this month, air signs, is you need to start realizing what is your tipping point. When are you starting to get to your breaking point so you don't get to that point and lash out or start exhibiting behavior that is not like you, acting out of character, and start realizing before it happens that you're like, okay, look, I'm feeling kind of stressed. I'm feeling a little burdened. Let me take some time out to rest and relax. Because I'm also seeing that some of y'all don't know how to relax and breathe and just, practicing, just meditation, or just, I can't think of the word, or practicing being in the here and now. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, thinking about all the what ifs and things of that nature, you need to learn how to identify that you're feeling stressed or burdened. Take a moment to breathe and understand that it's okay to take a moment out of your day to take a break. You don't have to be on all the time. So that's what Spirit wants me to say as well, is you need to get to the point where you are more self-aware to understanding when are you getting to your breaking points, your tipping points, you're feeling stressed. You need to be more self-aware this month, air signs. And also another message before I go into the other stuff is I seen that some of you all are starting to feel burdened in your job situations. You need to take a break from that too, whether it be taking a sick day or taking some PTO or just calling out for a day. They'll be fine, okay? But you need to take some time to yourself until you get to that before you get to that breaking point that you do not want to get to, because I know how air signs do. They can snap, honey, because I'm one too, okay? And we don't want y'all snapping. We don't want to be snapping over here, okay? Because as soon as you snap, people want to label you crazy, okay? So anyway, let's see what we got going on for health. In the health area, we have the truth card. And what I see here is you all telling yourselves the truth of when you are feeling like your mental health is slipping, when you feel like your emotional health is slipping, when you feel like your physical health is slipping. Self-awareness is key, and start telling yourself the truth. Stop trying to hide from the truth or trying to hide the truth deep down. You're like, oh, well, I'm tired, but I can keep going. I can keep going. No, you can't. Really examine yourself and tell your ass the truth about how you are feeling this month, and go with that. Go with what your inner self is telling you, because your inner self is not going to steer you wrong. And also go with how you are feeling this month. You got to go, even though air signs kind of live in the mind region, go with how you are feeling this month. If you are tired, if you are exhausted, if you are burdened, it's time to take a mental health break, okay? All right, let's see what we got going on for love, y'all. Exactly. Time to ground. Love yourself enough this month to ground yourself. Work with those root chakras. Work with those lower chakras to ground yourself. And that's the word I was thinking about before, is grounding. To ground yourself in the here and now, in this moment, and understand that you are okay. And also, if you don't know a lot about grounding, I would highly suggest you look it up on Google, or get a book on it, or get a book on the chakras, or a book on, or ask someone, or ask me about certain stones that you can use, or certain types of incenses that you can use to ground yourself, because this is a moment where you need to come back to square one and breathe a little bit, okay? For the sake of yourself. Nobody else, but the sake of yourself. Self-love is key. And self-awareness. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Oh, makes sense for spiritual guidance. Rebirth. This is a time to rebirth yourself. And what you need to do spiritually to rebirth yourself is to be more self-aware. I don't know how many times I got to say it again, but Spirit's saying is self-awareness. Get to the point in your life where you can understand when you are getting to those points where you are feeling overwhelmed before you snap and before you break. Understand that, because Spirit is trying to get you to, to acknowledge that about yourself, so you can rebirth yourself or renew yourself and become a new person and make yourself a better person. And also what Spirit wants me to reiterate again is, if people have a problem with you becoming a new person, or you doing different things in your life when it comes to you bettering yourself, maybe those people don't need to be in your life. If people can't understand that you're trying to make yourself a better person, maybe those people don't need to be in your life. It may hurt again. It may hurt a little bit. It may not feel too great, especially if the people have been in your life for a while. But it ain't nothing to cut that bee off, okay? It ain't nothing. All right? You'll feel better afterwards. It may take a little bit of time, but you'll feel better afterwards. So the moral of the story is, you guys, self-awareness, and grounding this month, okay? So, anywho, air signs, this is your reading for November 2019. Please leave a comment below if anything resonated with you, as well as hitting that like button as well. And also, if you would like to have a personal reading with me, please go over to my Instagram at Spirit Reads. That's SPIRITREADZ, and I will get you hooked on up. So, anywho, let's go ahead and get on to our second set of cards. So this is for if you chose the second set of cards. What I'm going to be doing here, air signs, is I'm going to be doing a general reading with my tarot cards. And then after that, I'm going to be looking at health, love, as well as spiritual guidance. So let's see what we got going on. We got the Four of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Okay, that's one of my favorite cards. We got the Page of Cups, Emperor in reverse, and then we have the King of Cups. Main thing that first comes to mind when I see these cards is codependency issues. Some of you all this month need to break the cord with mama, break the cord with daddy, break the cord with sugar daddy, sugar mamas, anybody who has some sort of codependent hold upon you. A lot of you all, I'm seeing a codependency with money. People helping you out financially, and they're helping you out so they feel like they're entitled maybe to treat you any type of way or have you so close, like, and having that codependency issue. It's time to break those bonds of codependency and cut those cords off, because Spirit this month, air signs, is trying to urge you to become more self-reliant upon yourself, more self-reliant, and not going to other people for emotional validation, or not going to people so much for financial help, or not going to people, just to validate yourself in any sort of way. Because that codependency, is starting to, become a negative thing. And even though it may not feel like it, because you might be like, well, this person is helping me out financially. This person, is taking care of my bills. This person helping me out emotionally. Whenever I go to them, they make me feel good about myself, and they may slide me a little bit of money. They might be making me feel good. But in reality, air signs, it's not helping you spiritually. So maybe take the time to start relying on yourself a little bit more instead of others. It's okay to get help from others, but once you start feeling like the help from others trumps the help that you can give yourself, or the validation from others, trumps the validation you can give yourself, that is a major issue. So maybe start trying to rely on yourself, or validating yourself more this month, to make yourself get to that point where you can have the more of a high self-esteem, instead of having these codependency issues that may stem from childhood traumas where you may not have felt good enough. Is what it boils down to, or some sort of trauma that caused you to feel like you cannot, rely upon yourself or help your own self out, and makes you feel like you have to rely on other people, when in reality you don't. Okay? Not saying that help isn't a good thing, but you need to start relying more on yourself. All right, let's see what we got going on for health. For health, we have transformation, and that's what I'm seeing is it is a time this month, air signs, to transform yourself into relying on yourself more. You see how this is a phoenix rising from the ashes, a phoenix spreading its wings. It's time for you to spread your wings a little bit more this month, air signs, and be more reliant upon yourself and transform yourself. And another thing I'm getting from this health-wise, when it comes to emotional and mental health, as well as spiritual health, is healing the inner child, transforming the inner child. If you don't know anything about that inner child, please Google it or get a book on it or ask somebody about it, ask me about it. But it's time to do some healing in the inside, because the reason why you are having these codependency issues in your life now is from something that has caused a trauma in you. Maybe it's from childhood. I'm seeing a lot of you all, maybe it being from childhood, but it could be from something else where you didn't feel worthy or good enough, and you felt like in order to feel good enough, you had to seek validation from others, but in reality, you don't, like I said before. And it's time to transform that part about you where you feel that way. All right, let's see what we got going on for love. Ooh, one of my faves. Love that you are different. Self-love for yourself. And this kind of ties into what I was saying about loving yourself more than, another person loves you, or, validating yourself more than another person can validate you. Because I feel, like I said before, some of you all may have experienced times in your life where you felt different, and other people may have shunned you or made you feel bad about being different. And that made you have maybe a lower self-esteem or feel a little bit lower about yourself. So you felt like you had to seek the validation of others, and maybe you didn't get the validation of others. So that's why you maybe feel the need to be in these codependent relationships, or feel the need to be validated by others. But the thing about it this month is, I would really urge you all to do some deep spiritual healing and deep spiritual help, and realize that you are different, but those differences that you have in yourself make you so unique and special, and makes you such a genuine person, that all those things are positive. Being different is a positive, and loving yourself because you are different is definitely a positive, and that's what Spirit, the divine, wants you to do. All right. And let's see what we got going on for our spiritual health, or spiritual guidance, is self-mastery. And this is making sense with everything else, is relying on yourself, mastering yourself. Nobody else. That's what Spirit is saying. Nobody else can master yourself like you can. Start looking at the chakra systems. Think about which, what each one means and what they represent, and start working on it, whether it be financial, whether it be emotional, whether it be physical, whether it be spiritual. Start working on those situations, whichever one, and maybe even look at this card and see which one, maybe stands out to you, and start looking into the self-mastery of that. Because the thing about, from what I'm seeing here, air signs, is with this Wheel of Fortune card, even though it is in reverse, this is a window that Spirit is giving you to change these codependency issues, and change these low self-esteems, and change these negative, lower vibrational energies that you may have inside of you or outside of you, or you're portraying to others, you know what I'm saying, that makes you an easy target to get into codependent relationships. It's time for you to change it, because Spirit is giving you that window. You are on the side of this wheel where it's giving you that window of time. It's like, hey, we're going to help you out. Take it while you can, because even though you can change later, it may be a little bit harder. So take this moment while you can, and also call upon your spirit guides, call upon the divine to help you out in this moment, because it can be hard to change, you know what I mean? So anyway, air signs, that is your reading for November 2019. Please leave a comment down below if anything resonated with you, and also make sure to like as well. And also, if you would like to have a personal reading, please hit me up on my Instagram at Spirit Reads. That's SPIRITREADZ, love and light. And I'm going to transition into card number 3. So if you chose card number 3, you are in the right place. First, I am going to look at a general reading with my tarot cards, and then after that, I am going to pull some cards for health, love, as well as spiritual guidance. So let's get to it. I have the 8 of Cups in reverse, okay. 6 of Swords in reverse. Okay, some of y'all are getting over something. And I keep seeing this. This is like a trend this month. 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Queen of Swords in reverse. The Magician. And then I see the 5 of Cups. I need to take a look at this for a minute, because there's a lot going on here. Some of you all feeling hurt emotionally. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Some of you all having to get over breakups, getting over somebody hurting your feelings, getting over some sort of emotional wounding, and having the courage enough to move on from it. And even though, moving on can feel like it is sad, and, it can feel like it's hurtful, make sure that you understand that you are the creator of your own reality. And the way that you think about maybe losing these people in your life, or maybe one chapter of your life coming to a close, it's all in how you perceive it. So some of you all are going through situations now where, like I said, you may be experiencing a breakup, or you may be experiencing, a close to some sort of chapter. And I don't want to just put it in relationships, but it's a close to a chapter. That's what Spirit's telling me. It's a close to some sort of chapter that has been going on for a while. And, you can either go two ways about it. You can either be sad about the chapter closing, because you've gotten so used to, that chapter of your life, or move on graciously, and be thankful that you were able to experience that part, or, that person in your life, or that, phase of your life, and think about you transitioning into a new chapter as a positive. That's what this Magician card is all about, is you are the creator of your own reality. Even if you need to call upon other people, maybe like a counselor or a spiritual counselor, or even self-help books or something. I'm seeing the help of others, collaboration with other people. Maybe going to your mama and asking for help. Somebody, maybe going to a friend and asking for help. Or maybe just going out with your friends and having a good ass time on the town, and forgetting about that person, or forgetting about that phase of your life, or celebrating that phase of your life has ended and that you're moving on to something new. Because I see this can go two ways. It can either be, okay, this thing has happened, and I'm going to be depressed about it, and I'm not going to move on. I'm just going to say, well, it was me. This happened to me. This person hurt my feelings. I may have lost this job, or things of that nature. But you could also look at it like, hey, this has ended for me. It's time for a new beginning. Because I see also here from these cards right here primarily, and also this one too a little bit, is that it is time for you to move on into something new. And that something new is going to be so beautiful and so positive if you let it. If you start out on the journey as positive. You can't go into a new journey being all negative, because that new journey is going to be not good. Even if it was supposed to be good, it's not going to be good because of your mindset. Make sure when you're moving into a new energy or moving into something new, go into it with a positive mindset. Because if you don't, you're going to be going through a new chapter in your life, and that chapter is just going to be like the old chapter, and it's going to be a reoccurring cycle of negative chapters in your life. And you're going to be wondering, why are these negative things happening to me? Why is these negative things keep happening to me? It's because of your mindset. Spirit is saying that your mindset can really shape the next path of your life. It can really determine the path that you go down now. So make sure that you are really watching your thoughts. And also, when you find yourself in deep thought or thinking, look at the clock and see what those numbers say on that clock. Because I feel like a lot of you all also have been seeing some repeating numbers. Look those numbers up. Like a 202, a 333, a 606, a 808. Look at those numbers, and also 202. I'm seeing, and also 707, a lot of this, a number, then a zero, then a number again repeating. I'm noticing that a lot of you all maybe have been seeing repetitive or synchronized numbers. Look those numbers up and see what those messages are, to give yourself positive affirmations as to what you need to do, because mindset is key here. Mindset can make you go in a positive direction, or mindset can make you go in a negative direction. So make sure that all your thoughts are positive this month, air signs. So let's see what we got going here for health. Health, we have compassion. And what I see here is that in order for you to get over these breakups or get over these, transitionary periods in your life, you have to have compassion on yourself. You can't be too hard on yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Be kind on yourself this month, air signs. Nurture yourself. Take some time for yourself. Maybe pamper yourself a little bit. Go get your nails done. Go get a massage. Maybe go on a little self-care trip. Be compassionate when it comes to you transitioning. Don't be too hard on yourself. And also be compassionate on yourself if the transition is taking you more time than you thought it would. That is okay. That is a part of the transitionary process. It's going to take some time. So make sure that you're being compassionate on yourself and not being too hard on yourself. Because when you start being hard on yourself, that's when you start to delve into those negative thoughts instead of those positive. And like I said, this is a month for all positive thoughts. Try to keep all your thoughts positive this month. So let's see what we got here for love. Love, we have know your power. And that's another thing for love is self-love and know yourself. Love yourself enough. And that's the one message for everybody this month I'm saying is love yourself enough to understand that you have the power in you to change. You have the power to leave these negative, situations in your life and to transition into something new and better. Believe in yourself enough as well to know that you have the power to change your life. Don't think negatively upon yourself. Like I said, know your power. Think positive thoughts about yourself. Get that type A mentality going on and say, you know what, this may have ended, this may not have worked out, but I know I am a damn good person and I am going to prevail through this. I can get through this. So make sure to be compassionate upon yourself, but also know your power enough and love yourself enough to know that you are powerful enough to change and to, transition into something way more beautiful than what the past had for you. Okay. And then we have creativity. Interesting for spiritual guidance. And what I'm seeing here when it comes to creativity is maybe come up with creative ways to transition into your new chapter of your life. And also what I'm seeing here for creativity is, start really creating your own reality. Interesting. That's a very interesting thing. Creating your own reality. These two cards for me go hand in hand. The creation of your own reality. Whatever type of thoughts you put out into the universe this month, air signs, is exactly what you're going to be getting back. So make sure that you are creating the thoughts and creating, and manifesting positivity, because whatever you create this month is what you're going to get back. So make sure you are creating things of substance. Make sure you are creating things of beauty as well. So that was a pretty straightforward reading. Just believe in yourself. Create beauty in your life because you are the only one that can do that. And you are your biggest advocate. Remember that. Don't ever forget that. You advocate for yourself the most out of anybody. So be kind to yourself this month and believe in yourself this month and manifest beauty for yourself this month and believe that it can happen, okay? So anywho, air signs, that is your reading for November 2019. As always, please leave a comment down below if anything resonated with you, as well as hitting that like button. Also, if you would like a personal reading, please hit me up on my Instagram at Spirit Reads. That's SPIRITREADZ, and I will get you hooked up, honey. Anyway, love and light to you all, and I will talk to you later. Bye.